not a cash cow for the government.
Question number 7, the Honourable Paul Goldsmith.
To the Minister. To the Minister of Employment, does he agree with the comments on newsroom.co.nz that having not kept a close eye on the unemployment rate, he was surprised to be told by officials after becoming Minister that it was the lowest rate in a decade?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Willie Jackson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I agree with my full statements provided to Newsroom. What is surprising is the national unemployment rate doesn't reflect the high Māori and Pacifica unemployment or high unemployment in the regions and amongst young people.
Double digits.
If he didn't know what the unemployment rate is, didn't know what the average wage is, if he thinks the free market has failed in this country...
Question.
I'm coming to it. If he failed in this country at a time when 245,000 jobs have been created in the past 2 years, how can the people of New Zealand have any confidence that the Minister of Employment knows what he's talking about?
It cannot be asked with a preface. It needs to be direct.
Yeah, and I did warn the member part way through it, and it's only in the spirit of Christmas that I let the member attempt to answer it.
I'm not quite sure what the question was, but I do. Mr Speaker, if I could just address Corin Dan on the other side there. In terms of the New Zealand public, they should feel very confident that as a Minister of Employment, I'm going to address the mess that has been left by previous government, and we're going to get to people who have been ignored in the regions and particularly in South and West Auckland.
Okay. No. Before I take either of the supplementaries, I am going to ask Mr Jackson to withdraw that comment. I think he managed to insult both a member of the House and a member of the gallery at the same time. He will withdraw.
I withdraw and apologise, Mr Speaker.
Paul Goldsmith.
Can the Minister tell the House how he thinks most jobs are created in New Zealand?
Well, that's a wide-ranging question, sir, but probably, but it's a good question, probably through innovativeness and creativity, and this government has that in abundance.
That's right.
Joe Luxton.
Aspiration.
To the Minister, how does the unemployment rate for young people and Māori compare to the national rate?
Oh, that's a terrific question, Mr Speaker. I'm advised, sir, that the unemployment rate for 15 to 24-year-olds is 13% and for Māori 20.4%, compared with a national rate, as we know, of 4.6%. It's important to note, sir, that the gap between the Māori rate and the national rate persists and is sizable, nearly double, and the same trend is observed for Pacifica people, and I want to mention disabled people here today too, sir. So I think that we need to take note of this, unlike the previous government, who I think should take full responsibility for the negative statistics that we have right now.
When you wrote in the Manukau Courier that it might be time to set up another commission to, amongst other things, understand the current blockages to full employment, and that it should reflect government's tripartite responsibilities under ILO conventions and responsibilities to Māori under the Treaty of Waitangi, what did he mean?
What I meant, sir, thank you for the question, is that the Labour Party has actually got a history in terms of these commissions set up. We had a great Labour and Future of Work Commission that was run by the Honourable Grant Robinson and the Honourable Andrew Little, and I wanted to set up something along that vein and form partnerships with unions, Māori and community groups, and maybe a task force also, so that we can come up, sir, with a proper employment strategy.
Question number 8. Jamie Lee Ross.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Local Government and asks,